chapter 46, we hear God reassuring Jacob in a vision at Beersheba, confirming his promise to make Jacob's descendants a great nation in Egypt. What is the meaning of Beersheba? In the biblical context, Beersheba refers to a well dug by Abraham, the patriarch, and his son Isaac. Throughout the Bible, Beersheba is mentioned as a significant location, often representing the southern boundary of Israel. For example, we can refer Judges chapter 20 verse 1, 1 Samuel chapter 3 verse 20. We can see about this Beersheba over there. It is also associated with important figures like Isaac, Jacob, and Elijah. Today, Beersheba is a thriving city in Israel, known for its rich history, cultural attractions, and strategic importance. Coming back to the chapter, subsequently, Jacob, his sons, and their families, 70 in total, depart from Egypt. Actually, the verse in this chapter says 66 people from Jacob's household went to Egypt. 66 is because not counting the wives of his sons. Verse 26, we see this. So the chapter lists Jacob's descendant and narrates Jacob's joyous reunion with Joseph. Joseph then prepares his family to meet Pharaoh. This chapter teaches us the importance of trusting God's plan even in uncertain times. Genesis chapter 47, we see about Joseph and the famine. Joseph presents his family before Pharaoh, and they receive the land of Goshen to settle in. Jacob blesses Pharaoh, a rare instance of a Hebrew patriarch blessing a Gentile ruler. We see this in verse 7. As the famine intensifies, Joseph's astute administration saves Egypt and the surrounding nations from devastation. However, the Egyptians end up selling their land and themselves as slaves to Pharaoh in exchange for grain, centralizing power to Pharaoh. Despite the harsh conditions, Israel's family thrives, reaffirming God's promise to make them a great nation. Here we see Joseph's action align with God's providence. Today, we need to take a moment and find out, do our actions align with God's plan in our own lives? Genesis chapter 48, Jacob blesses Joseph's sons. Israel earlier renamed place where God met him at Bethel. We see in Genesis 28:13. What is the meaning of Bethel? Anybody knows? House of God. Bethel means house of God. However, previously the name of that city was Luz in Genesis 48:3. He mentions here where he met God at Luz. The name Luz means separation. Now the name changed to Bethel. Bethel means house of God. So Luz means separation, Bethel means house of God. Previously, Jacob was separated from God until God brought Jacob back to his house. Later, God himself says he's a God of Bethel. We see in Genesis 31:13. So Jacob's transformation from sin, coming back to God, coming back from Luz to Bethel. Now it's a question for each one of us. Are we in Luz? Are we in Bethel? And also here we see Jacob's blessing Joseph's sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. Contrary to custom, Jacob blesses his right hand on the younger Ephraim, prophesying that he will be greater than his older son Manasseh. Despite Joseph's protest, Jacob insists on his blessing, emphasizing God's sovereignty in choosing the least likely. And also they get double the inheritance. This inheritance is not based on any other reason or any influence, but purely an act of grace. When you go deeper and find out, Jews those days were not allowed to marry non-Jews. We see this in the book of Deuteronomy 7:3. And here mother of Ephraim and Manasseh is not a Jew. She was just a daughter of an Egyptian priest. We see in Genesis 46:20. Therefore, still God gave them double the blessing. They didn't deserve it. Still, God gave it to them. Same applies to each of us. Each of us have our own gifts and talents. Many times we think I'm great and that's why I'm blessed with it. No, God is reminding us we are given purely by His grace, although we don't deserve it. So this chapter highlights the passing of spiritual legacy from Jacob to his grandchildren. Genesis 49, Jacob's last words to his sons. Jacob blesses each of his sons, offering both praise and pronouncements about their future. Some blessings are positive, like Judah being prophesied to hold the lineage of future rulers, including the Messiah. Others are more critical, such as Reuben losing his birthright due to past transgressions. The blessings of Joseph depict him as a fruitful and powerful tribe. Chapter concludes with Jacob expressing his desire to be buried in the land of Canaan alongside his ancestors. The last chapter of the book of Genesis, the death of Jacob and his burial in the family tomb in Canaan. Following Jacob's death, Joseph reassures his brothers of his continued forgiveness. At the end, long and prosperous life, Joseph dies, making the Israelite promise to carry his bones back to Canaan when God brings them back to their promised land. His death marks the end of the patriarchal period and sets the start of the next phase of Israel's history, which continues in the book of Exodus. So, Amen, and that is the end of book of Genesis. Keynotes. Questions for today.